Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is lab number 9, active band pass filter. We are already done with active low pass filter and active high pass filter. So this particular lab is about active band pass filter. So first of all, we'll go through the block diagram which we'll be utilizing to construct the active band pass filter. So we'll make use of a high pass filter and an op amp as an amplification stage, and this will be then cascaded with a passive low pass filter. So passive high pass filter with an op amp is to be cascaded with a passive low pass filter. Resultantly, we'll be getting an active band pass filter. The responses for high pass, low pass, and correspondingly band pass filters are given as, for example, this response is particularly related to high pass filter, that is, we are getting the gain at higher frequency. So this is the gain versus frequency response of the high pass filter. So when high pass filter is cascaded with a low pass filter, so this response is of low pass filter in which gain is high at lower frequencies. So the frequency and gain response of the high pass filter is cascaded with a low pass filter. Resultantly, we'll get a band pass filter. So what do we infer from these figures? The thing that is to be noted is that the lower cutoff frequency is reduced or is dependent upon the components of the high pass filter. Similarly, the higher cutoff is dependent upon the components of the low pass filter. So we'll use the formulas and we'll see that the components involving the high pass filter will make up the lower cutoff frequency, and the components involving the low pass filter will constitute of the higher cutoff frequency. So this is a circuit diagram that is supposed to be implemented. As you can see that the first stage is the high pass filter stage. So this is a capacitor and a resistor which is connected in such a way that this circuit or this stage act as a high pass filter. So this is a passive high pass filter that is connected with an amplification stage. This amplifier is particularly used as a non-inverting amplifier. So the gain for this particular use will be 1 plus R4 over R3. Similarly, we have made use of a low pass filter, and this low pass filter consists of two components, that is resistor R2 and capacitor C2. So what have we done? We have cascaded a high pass filter with an amplifier or amplification stage, and this is then cascaded with a low pass or low pass filter stage. So this is the circuit that is supposed to be implemented. So we will first of all take into account the design parameters. We are given that we are supposed to keep the lower cutoff frequency equal to 4 kilohertz and higher cutoff frequency equal to 14 kilohertz. The pass band gain is supposed to be kept equal to 2. So these are the formulas that are supposed to be utilized. So you can see that this lower cutoff frequency denoted as FC1 is equal to 1 over 2 by R1 C1, whereas we know that these R1 and C1 are the components of the high pass filter. So this R1 and C1 are the components of the high pass filter. So they are making up the they are contributing towards the determination of the lower cutoff frequency. So this lower cutoff frequency is dependent upon the components of the high pass filter, that is R1 and C1. Similarly, the higher cutoff frequency FC2 is given as 1 over 2 by R2 C2, whereas R2 and C2 are the components of the constituent low pass filter. The pass band gain, as we discussed, is given by 1 plus R4 over R3. So we'll make use of these formulas and the design considerations to design this active band pass filter. So in order to meet up the first criteria, that is FC1, that is lower cutoff, is equal to 4 kilohertz, we will assume the value of capacitor to be 1 microfarad and work out the value of R1, and that is approximately equal to 40 ohm. So the R1 is supposed to be kept as equal to 40 ohms, while C1 is supposed to be kept as 1 microfarad for FC1 equal to 4 kilohertz. So the second thing is to look for the values in accordance with the higher cutoff frequency. So for FC2 is equal to 14 kilohertz, we will again be starting off with taking capacitor equal to 1 microfarad, and the value of resistance will come out to be 11 ohms. So for the higher cutoff, we need to adjust R2 and C2 as 11 ohms and 1 microfarad respectively. For passband gain, keeping it as 2, we'll keep R2 and R3 equal to 2 kilo ohms. So this is what uh, is supposed to be done for achieving the design parameters of active band pass filter. We'll use the same tool that is used in the previous lab to cross verify these things. So I have already uh, made this circuit in this LT Spice. So uh, you can see that the source has been set to AC1, the capacitor R1, capacitor C1, R1 values have been set, R2, C2 have been set as already calculated. Moreover, the values of R3 and R4 are kept as 2 kilo ohms each, and we are making use of op-amp 747 as we did for in the previous labs. Similarly, we are making use of plus VCC and minus VCC as 5 volts DC. So this is what we have done for the AC analysis. We have kept these values, or we have kept the parameters as 300 number of points. We are starting with the frequency 1K and ending at the 18K. So when we'll run this circuit, we'll come up with its graph. So we'll add traces output divided by input, as the labels were already there. We are going to expand this graph. Change the scale to linear for easy understanding. So this has been changed to linear. This is the cursor selection. So we are selecting a cursor. Now moving the cursor, we'll get to know the value of the gain over the entire frequency range that we have selected, that is from 1K to 18K. So around 1.4 magnitude is achieved at a frequency of 3.44. We are going to readjust it. So readjusting it for the desired value. So at the magnitude of 1.4, that is 70% of 2 is occurring at 3.4. So it was supposed to be occur at 4K, but it is actually occurring at 3.4. So this thing is to be catered for in the error analysis. That is, we were intending to get the 70% of the gain at 4, but we are actually getting at 3.4 or 3.6. This is for the higher cutoff frequency. So we know that the value of higher cutoff frequency is 14 kilohertz, and for 14 kilohertz we are supposed to get 1.4 magnitude of gain. But we'll see that this will not be as exact as we want. So at 40 kilohertz of cutoff frequency, our gain is around 1.6 instead of 1.4. So this is again to be catered for in the error analysis. So using this method, we will be determining all the points. Okay, the change in the values desired, the change in the values is merely because of the values of resistors that we have selected, because the values that we have evaluated, that is for R1 and R2, are not as exact. I have approximated the value of R1 to be equal to 40, although it is around 38 points. Similarly, the value of R2 is around 11.6, or and I have taken it as 11. So because of these things, the desired results are achieved results are a bit different from the desired results. So you will make use of this cursor setting to determine the gain at different frequencies as they are given here, and at the end you will be making use of the same graph. You will be reproducing it. So this is what is supposed to be done in this week's lab. Thank you.